Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today we need to talk about spending and milestones of champions. And it is especially relevant to talk about it right now because obviously we are a couple hours removed from incredibly attractive and lucrative sales in spring cleaning, which is going to be Deadpool's event, which obviously is going to have a ton of account progression stuff tied to it. And then, obviously, straight after the spring cleaning or Deadpool event, we're going to have Omega Days, which is effectively another brand new whale event. It's going to be all about opening crystals and getting points and spending units. And obviously, if you don't have enough units, spending money to get those units in order to get effectively a guaranteed 7-star rank 3 awakened champion of your choice in between these 6, and sig them up, and I'm sure that there's going to be some more 7 stars to open, and people are going to go nuts, and people will go nuts, and that's without a doubt everybody's option. I am obviously not saying people shouldn't spend on their hobbies, because that's what this is really. This is a hobby that has lasted like 10 years, which is much more longer than most games do or most hobbies do, really. And if you have the means, then, buy it. Feel free. But we also need to talk about, the worst sides of monetization in the games and people spending and because they feel pressured to in order to progress, or because they see shiny, or in order to maintain their place in a game. And that is a lot harder to deal with, especially if you have not been doing as well recently. And this is something that I can definitely speak of personal experience as well. Up until a year or so ago, I was much more free to spend on my hobbies as well, because, well, primarily because I was in a relationship. I was kind of settled, and things, I didn't need as many things in my life, and I didn't need to make major sacrifices in my life if I wanted to spend on a hobby. Right now, I'm in much different place, where, especially since I'm living by myself, effectively I'm starting over everything, and every single time I open my wallet for the game, it realistically does have an alternate cost to me. Like, at the moment, it's a very simple choice for me. Do I want to purchase a bed to stop looking at an empty room, or do I want to get some Marvel Concept Champion stuff? And, I'm going to go for the bed. Realistically, I barely have any extra cash that I can afford to spend on pretty much anything outside of what I need. Because, when you live by yourself, you have the bills, you have the rent, you have everything else. As I am trying to furnish the apartment, that's going to cost quite a bit. There are plenty of things that I still need to do. And, well, effectively spending on the game would be me sacrificing my real life situation for stuff in game. And I have done that in the past. It's not something I'm proud of, and it's not something I recommend people do, but that's what it would be. Therefore, I am trying to make my peace that, this isn't going to be my sales event. I'm not going to be opening a ton of crystals because I simply can't afford it. If I do, I would be making the wrong decision. The only option realistically is if somebody does, send something over on the channel. And I know that that is one place where we do differ, because there are times when my subscribers just, send over a super chat or something. So just like, go open that bundle. And in those times, obviously I would and I will, because that's the desire of the person watching and it is for the channel. But when it comes to my own, wage and money, this isn't the month, this isn't the time in my life when I have that much disposable income that I could just wail out. And it sucks. It really does. And I know everybody says it like very kind of open hearted. If you don't have money, don't spend. There's always the next sale. And as much of that is true, it always sucks when you experience it feeling like you're falling behind. And I am inevitably in that place as well, where I just don't have the capacity to spend on in-game offers as much. Therefore, I see that a lot of people are gradually and constantly overtaking me account size, and it becomes harder in battlegrounds. And becomes a bit more tedious, and you face many bigger accounts and stuff like that. And there is no easy way to talk about this. Like, it sucks, but that's life. You know, can't always have everything the shiniest. The game is something that we play in order to get away from our real life troubles often. This game is where we meet a lot of friends, and we certainly do not like to be reminded about real life situations and positions that we put ourselves in the real life whilst we're playing the game. And when these massive sales and massive offers, arrive, inevitably that hits you like a hammer. It puts you right back on the ground and tells you, it's like, nope, you're not that guy. You're not that wealthy. You don't have the ability to do this, or your account's not going to be too big. And yeah, it can sting, but it's also true. And it's much healthier come to that realization and make your peace with it than it is to try and pretend that you're that guy and try and spend above your means and then get into major trouble. Because there are so many stories that I have heard where people have quite literally ruined their credit history, lost their homes, lost their families, because of online spending in this game or other games, but also specifically for this game. A lot of people have gotten in serious, serious financial problems because they could not accept the fact that they do not have the means to spend to a degree that they wanted to. And Kabam hasn't done anybody any favors. Let's face it. Kabam, went from 1 to 2 major sales events to 3 to 4, then to 5, and now it seems like every other month they kind of expect you to drop $1,000 or $2. And there are people who can do that, and there are people who will be doing that. And all respect to them. They have clearly either been very fortunate in their lives or have done something very, very right, made some very good decisions. But that's not majority of the viewers. That's not majority of the players of this game. And therefore, we just need to, look reality in the eye. At the end of the day, regardless of whatever else MCOC means for us, to us, hobby, pastime, way to meet your friends, way to stay in touch with people that you have met, or get new friends, or just distract yourself from everyday problems. This game means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but it should not be a reason why you worsen your life. So my advice for the sales event quite literally stays the same as it has been for a while, and it is exactly the same that I am giving to myself. If you have to make real life tangible sacrifices in order to be able to whale out, don't. This game ultimately, there will always be option to spend money, and the further we go along, the more you will get for your money. Any money that you're going to spend right now, you're going to be able to get the same amount of stuff in a year for half that. Any money you spend on your real life necessities, that is money that will retain its value because your life hasn't gone down to shit. Like in my case, if I buy a bed now, I'm going to be happy now that I'm sleeping in a very nice bed and being very comfortable. And the value of that bed, what it has done for me, is not going to magically disappear in a year or two. I spend money on this game, again, in a while, it's just going to go down to that. So, do not spend on the game or whale out if it means you have to make real life sacrifices. And again, if you do have the disposable income, go for it. I wish you the best. That is ultimately what I wanted to say. Hope some of you take it to heart, and hope it helps some of you. But that is just about everything that I wanted to say. Gamble responsibly, because this is Marl contest with Marl Casino Champions. All right, I'm gonna catch you guys later. Bye-bye.
Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all been